everyone, and welcome back to Game On. We are reintroducing our good friend Taylor Forte this season. Taylor, how are you?
Well, I'm doing very well. I'm very happy to be back on the show to be discussing my favorite thing in the world, video games, with my best friends here, Hunter and Ethan. And I'm very, very excited to be talking about a wonderful, wonderful whole bunch of stuff that we're going to be getting into today.
And we have a special guest in our studio today. We have Ethan. Ethan, anything you want to say
Hello.
to our guest?
I'm here to talk about video games because, look at me, of course I am. Let's get into it.
So, today we're going to be discussing what we've been playing over our course of our winter break. Taylor, would you like to start off on our segment?
Absolutely, because that's pretty much all I did over break is play video games, which I should have been doing other things, but I didn't. I would say my game for break, if I had to decide on one, was probably Heroes of the Storm. Are you guys familiar with that?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I know of it, yeah.
Yeah. So basically, it's a MOBA, like League of Legends or Dota. Very, very fun game, but it's simplified. So instead of hour-long games, you have 20-minute games essentially. Yeah. So it's very, very fun. It's a nice change of pace as well too.
Yeah, it's definitely better for those people that just want to like casual get in, play a match, get out.
Exactly.
Quick play.
Exactly.
Yeah. Ethan? What have you been playing?
I've been playing a large hodgepodge of games recently.
Hodgepodge.
I've been enjoying my Wii U a little bit more. One that springs to mind is I was replaying Shovel Knight. I actually had a Wii U copy given to me as a gift, so I was replaying that again. I've just got Fallout 4, and I have been head over heels in love with that game.
Yes.
Come on, how do you not love dog meat?
He's the best companion.
I know.
By far, in like any Fallout game.
For me, the best companion in Fallout 4 was definitely Paladin Dance. I loved Paladin.
I mean, hey, I haven't finished it yet. It's a big game.
He's a good character, don't worry.
All right.
He's really, he's like a really cool guy.
Look, as long as he doesn't go sending
me.
me to every other settlement, I think we'll be okay.
Yeah. He doesn't really do that.
Not too much.
No.
How about you, Hunter?
I've actually been playing a lot of Overwatch in my time, but I've also been trying to complete Watch Dogs 2. Still haven't done that because I got obsessed with Overwatch.
Oh, man.
It happens to the best of us, man. You get on it, and I got sidetracked, actually. I was playing some, on the winter sale, I picked up Enter the Gungeon for Steam.
Ooh, I was thinking about getting that.
That's
It
a good
is
one, too.
insanely fun.
That's
Like-
the one where you have that rocket gun boots where you have to use the bullets in the boots to kill enemies and keep yourself from landing on the platforms, right?
Not so much. It's a top-down bullet hell roguelike.
Yeah.
So the entire point is sort of Dark Soulsian, as in there's a lot of dodge rolling, and you can't take a whole lot of hits. I think they start you out with about 6. But you can roll over bullets in order to avoid the damage, but there's a lot of bullets, hence why you need to keep rolling. And there's a lot of enemy types, but there's a lot of fun weaponry. One of my favorites was killing the boss Gatling Gull. It is a giant muscular seagull with a Gatling gun. I killed him with, I kid you not, what they just call the banana, which you throw it, it splits into multiple bananas, usually about 2, and it explodes.
What doesn't make sense?
I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be a Worms reference to the banana bomb.
Speaking of the Wii U, though, we actually should probably discuss a little bit about a big announcement over break, which is the new system that they're coming out with, which I'm kind of excited for. I'm not a huge Nintendo fan, right? But I'm very excited for them because they keep innovating. So what do you guys think of the new system that's coming out?
I mean, I was really excited for it when they first said it was coming out. I'm like, when they first showed that little teaser trailer in the beginning, I was like, all right, I can get behind this. I'm liking this. Let's see what it has to offer. But then when it came out to the press conference, that's where they kind of lost me. And then, like, the amount of games that they have on release and the amount of games that they seem to be producing for the whole console, it kind of made me fall off the whole train again.
Yeah, it's like they don't have a lot of like release games, kind of.
Yeah.
You know, they don't have like a lot to offer like right off the bat.
I think the thing that shines is just Breath of the Wild, and that's really it.
Yeah,
There's not too much there with anything else.
pretty much all we can really think of. Yeah, so coming up in our next segment, which we'll be going into, we'll be talking about some greatest video game couples, and also we'll have a Man on the Street segment with our very own Adriana Alpazar. All right, we'll be back.
So I'm actually really, really excited for the Switch. I am having some more reservations about it now, but I've always been a bit of a Nintendo fanboy ever since I was a kid. Even though my first console was actually a PS1, but I've loved Nintendo, and it's because there's something so joyous about what they produce. A lot of companies go into like the grimness, but they're always kind of light and bouncy. And with the Switch, I saw less of the kind of gimmicky innovation, because I'll admit, I have a Wii, I have a Wii U. I like them both. They're not great consoles, but I think they're solid enough. They've got enough neat little things. They stopped kind of pushing the gimmicks near the end of each console's
thankfully.
lifespan.
Yeah.
That was a big issue for a lot of people, is they were just always trying to push like either motion games
Right.
or
Yeah, I
something
feel like they
else,
kind
you
of
know?
cut out the gimmick in this one. But
Yeah,
even though the quote gimmick for this one would probably be the let's go and play
Yeah.
aspect.
I wouldn't
of it.
even really call that a gimmick.
Yeah,
It's
but
just a
I'm- yeah.
reimagining of consoles.
It really isn't a gimmick. But like you were saying, my first console was actually a Nintendo GameCube. So
Ooh,
I
that's a
mean,
good one.
But for me, I didn't have a lot of good games. So like there was my first interaction where like I didn't start liking Nintendo because I didn't realize what there was for that console.
There was
Right.
so
Because I
much
was
on
also very
GameCube.
young when
Ooh,
I first
so
had that,
much.
so I didn't realize what I had in there.
Right.
But I also then progressed to the Wii, and I didn't really find it much good on that either. But
There
We
was-
had like certain games which stood out.
Yeah, but the Wii had an abundance of shovelware.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But I'm really excited. They've got all this third-party stuff laid out. I admit the press conference where they focused again on the motion controls is a little bit worrying that they're going to push that again, and
that reminds me of what they
that
did
we're going to
with
get
the
a
Wii.
lot of 1-2 switch things. Because 1-2 switch looks
Absolutely.
neat, but I don't want a lot of it. It's like one thing, done and done. But if we keep getting things like Mario Odyssey, Breath of the Wild, it's going to be just a blast. If we keep getting those, and if the third party really does go original, not just ports, we are going to see possibly their best console in years.
Absolutely. If they put some passion and some new games
Yeah.
into this system that really stand out, like that would be something absolutely amazing. And finally, like a Nintendo game that really has the respect that it should be getting, you know?
Well, speaking of respect, we can talk about something that's not really respectful. GameStop's Circle of Life.
Ooh, GameStop Circle of Life.
Anybody here know any bit of information about that? Because it does encompass
I
something
think we're
that
gonna
they've
have to
been
get back
doing
to that,
for a
huh?
while.
Yeah, well, I think we'll come
We'll
back
get to-
after the
yeah,
commercial
we'll do
break
it
to
in a
get
minute.
into Circle of Life from GameStop. Now that we're back, it might be a good time to talk about what we played in high school, because that's a very popular time for everyone to be playing video games. So, Hunter, what was your favorite video game in high school?
Oh, my favorite video game in high school. That's a really hard choice for
loaded
any of
question.
that. Yeah, it was a very loaded question because a lot of my high school gaming was more involved around the PS4, and I think one of my favorite games was definitely Infamous Second Son.
Oh, yes. That game was really
Infamous
fun.
Second Son was the first and only game I actually pre-ordered with the collector's edition. And I
Dang, how much
actually
was
really
that?
enjoyed the game. It was only $80.
Only 80.
Only 80
Only $80.
compared to like the
Only.
120 or 150 you had to spend for a lot of other collector's editions. This is not that bad. 20
Yeah.
bucks more on top of the regular game. You get hat, buttons, pins, stickers, stuff like that.
True, true, true. I think I would have to say like my favorite game in high school. Like I had so many, but I was stuck on League of Legends for the longest time. I mean, honestly, like that I feel like that's everyone's game in like high school. You know, it's like all their friends are playing it, and I put hundreds of hours into that game. And then I realized, wow, this is kind of pointless. I'll never get the challenger. And then I stopped playing. And then people made fun of me for remaining Teemo. So
Oh, you mean Destiny?
that's why I stopped. Yes, and now we can just transfer that over to Destiny, you know? Ethan, how about you?
Oh, geez, I played a lot of stuff in high school because I don't know about you guys, but that was 3 years ago for me. Mid-high school, that's when I first played BioShock, like BioShock 1. And as amazing as that was, probably my favorite was Fallout 3, I'd have to say in high school. That was the one I replayed the most. I really liked New Vegas and the style. That was a little closer to the end of high school for me. So if I had to just pick one, that's when I got into Fallout as a series, and Fallout 3 was my entry point. And I was playing so much of that to see everything. But BioShock does come in a very close second. High school was a very shooter period for me. I was still playing my normal platformers, but the shooters were coming in as they usually do in high school. You gotta be mature, right?
Yeah, Fallout was definitely like one of my favorite games as well during that period. You know, it's just like so easy to play and so fun to play. But with Valentine's Day coming up, I think it would be kind of fun that we talk about some of our favorite video game couples, which we will be getting back to coming up in the next segment on Game On. It's going to be an absolute fantastic time. Are you guys excited?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go.
This is going to be interesting.
Yeah. Well, we have to kind of think of our favorites because there's quite a few in video games.
Oh, there's so many.
But we'll be right back after the break. Welcome back to Game On, and today we have a very special segment for you. In a time of love such as February, let's mix video games and Valentine's Day, and let's talk about our favorite video game couples. And I'm going to start off with my favorite.
You seemed very excited.
I'm
Please
so
do.
sorry, but I love
You're
them.
ready.
I love them. Master Chief and Cortana. Best video game couple. Can you guys dispute that? I mean,
I mean,
they are the best.
This reminds me of that movie Her.
It's
where
a bit
that guy's
odd
like dating his phone.
that you've got kind
Okay.
of
Come on, it's
man and
Master Chief.
machine.
Well,
It's
okay,
actually
she's pretty
man and
human.
AI.
Really?
I mean, yes, AI is a type of machine.
she's human enough, but like no. But seriously though, their bond, like if you've played all the games and seen that evolution, especially after the last one, not to spoil anything, but some
5?
stuff happens. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't play
with
5.
all
I
that.
played up to 4.
I'll tell you, some stuff happens, but it's like it's actually like a journey, and like yes, she's an AI, but it's like they have this sort of connection that none of the other characters have. You know, in that franchise especially, because it's kind of like a cold franchise. There's not a lot of heart.
Yeah.
But like between them, you can totally see that like, yes, like she's there for him and he's there for her all the time. They're all they have basically. You know.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It's always a very plus to that side of it, everything.
Hunter,
so.
who's your favorite video game couple?
Who's
I mean,
the cutest?
The cutest.
I mean, you can't go wrong with this decision because when you look at me, you always think the PlayStation fanboy, right?
Kind
So
of are.
you gotta go with Drake and Elena from Uncharted.
Okay. I like that.
That's a
married
good start. They are married.
Married couple,
True.
they're amazing together. They have just a great chemistry, even shown more in Uncharted 4 when that closes out the entire story. But like just their interactions in Uncharted 1, which can be a little bit, and Uncharted 2 can be a little bit like just comedic at times. And it's
Yeah,
great.
it's interesting. In Uncharted 4, like you really see, at least for me, it took like more of a serious turn. Like I was like, wow, like there's a lot that's going on in this game right now. And going back to like their relationship, you're like, okay, Drake is human. Like he's not just this Indiana Jones action hero. Like he has a relationship that he has to take care of.
Yeah,
you
but
know?
even like in the beginning of their relationship together, there was that moment of like, well, she's just the annoying reporter that wants to follow us everywhere, and now they're just that great couple that can't be separated.
They also, though, they do seem to... I'll admit, I've only briefly played Uncharted 1 due to I don't own a PS3 at the moment.
True.
I'm looking to borrow my sisters to play the first 3 games.
I'll sell you mine.
Also, PlayStation 4.
Awesome. I actually might take you up on that. But from what I understand, they have a communication issue. Like, they don't actually know how to talk.
Big
Yeah,
time.
They
Big time. Yeah.
They bonded over Crash Bandicoot. Let's
So
get that
that's
straight.
What else can you bond over? Like that's probably the best
They also-
relationship
they
I've
also-
ever bond.
game.
If you also pay any attention from the beginning of
Perfect.
Uncharted 4,
Yeah.
they also went and did a lot of treasure hunting on their own together.
They did.
Somewhere between 3 and 4.
Which is like really cool to like know that they were doing stuff basically.
Yeah.
And Ethan, who would you say is your favorite couple?
Okay, so an odd segue. Back in high school, I would have easily said Tetra and Link because
Yeah.
there is so much sass there, but ever since I've seen it, my heart melted at Link and Zelda from Skyward Sword. They are adorable
Yes.
because it's established well on that they already know each other. That's my favorite part. They know each other, they're already friends, and they are goddamn adorable together. Like, I don't usually go for like the couples in video games. It's usually, oh, that's sweet. But this, I was actually going like, Link, you got a nice girl with you,
They were
man.
It's funny because
chill.
paying attention to like the very beginning of that game, like the little bit that I saw from the beginning of that game, it's just like they definitely had that friend-zoned relationship in the beginning.
Yeah, definitely. She didn't seem like she totally wanted part of it.
So cute.
But it was funny because she's just like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And she's just like, "Oh, I'm just doing my hair."
I'm just doing my
Nah,
stuff.
man. She's like playing her harp. She's getting ready for the festival. She's helping you get ready for the festival, calling her loft wing before you call yours. Like she's not just a damsel. She has a couple of talents as well.
She is very talented.
You know, before she gets kidnapped.
Okay, well, spoiler,
Okay.
but that always happens.
Like
I mean,
every
come on, that's like saying Peach gets kidnapped.
That's
No
true.
matter how strong they are, there has to be an incentive.
Well, Zelda's interesting because like each game you kind of have like a different interaction between them because like because it's a different incarnation each time and like each game's so much different. That relationship between them really it either gains depth or loses depth depending. Like I played Twilight Princess. I love that game, like amazing. But like there was something, at least for me, that was like emotionally missing. You know, not that you're playing it for their relationship, but like it's kind of cool to see them like with Skyward Sword going in a bit of a different
I'm
direction.
kind of curious how it's going to work in Breath of the Wild. Like just
Breath of the Wild seems to be going for a more isolated approach.
Yeah.
As in, Link is almost totally alone when he starts.
Yeah.
He doesn't start in a village. He doesn't have any friends with him. He doesn't even have a little, he doesn't even have, hey, listen, hey.
that whole time, which we all love, of course, the classic.
you kinda
Oh, I'm
gotta
sorry.
find
Let me
your own
change
way.
my answer. Frickin' Navi. I'm kidding.
No, or I will kick you off this show right now. No, Navi.
I'd kick
here.
myself off
Yes,
this show.
please. You know,
Come
you
on,
know Navi.
we know Tattle's better.
Yeah, exactly.
Tattle knows what's
But Nintendo has some like other interesting V-Day couples, such as, like we said, Mario and Peach.
Actually,
Classic.
you could take an argument to Luigi and Daisy.
Yeah.
Which,
I was just
fun
bringing
story, if you play Super Mario World, it's actually Mario and Daisy.
Oh
It
yeah.
is.
In the
fir-
Super Mario,
very-
I'm sorry, I said Super Mario World. In Super Mario Land, the Game Boy ones, you're actually saving Princess Daisy.
Well, that's just not cool, Mario. You gotta decide on a princess. You can't just be going back and forth.
Now, granted, I believe this was Daisy's debut, and it wasn't developed in-house by Nintendo, so there may have been some communication errors.
Still, though, you think Luigi would be mad? I think Luigi would be kind of mad about this.
I mean, probably.
Hey,
I'd be
you
kind
stuck
of
in
mad.
bell.
Like, that's my princess. Like, what are you doing, man? Stick to yours, because you can never save her. That's probably why you tried, you know? And then what about Mario and Bowser?
Does that count as bestiality?
Yeah, that's a very.
Can we say that? I hope we can say it. We
questionable.
could probably say that.
Look, we're all adults here. I mean, he's anthropomorphic, but he's
Anthropomorphic.
still a turtle.
Well, Mario...
I guess he's a dragon, but
I'm gonna agree
still,
with
it's
our
an animal.
cameraman on this. I'm just gonna go like.
Wait. Let me explain myself a little bit here. Because think about it. Just let's consider this for a second. Hear me out, people. Okay, don't consider me a weirdo just yet. Mario's always trying to save Peach, right? Constantly, right? But he never saves Peach. All right? He always ends up with Bowser. So is he really trying to save Peach, or does he just want to be with Bowser? Come on.
I think you could see it in a few ways.
It's true love, is what it is.
Well, hang on. Let's not go jump into conclusions.
It's
I mean,
true love.
you bump into a guy once at a castle. That doesn't mean true love. Haven't you seen Frozen? Next thing you know, the guy tries to kill you.
Yeah, but he knocks into the guy like
Spoilers.
40 times at the castle. Do you know how many levels there are? And he always sees Bowser.
But not quite. If you play, most of the Bowsers are fake.
He's always
impersonation.
trying to get. Oh, that's true. Bowser's smart. He's trying to get Mario to get to him. He's testing him. He's testing him. Okay, and that's what I consider.
Why
true
not just
love.
kidnap Mario?
Kids, this is what I live with on a daily basis.
What
This
did-
is really happening.
Bowser really should have kidnapped Mario.
Also, come on. Let's talk about the real thing here. Yoshi and melons. You ever play Yoshi's story? Have you seen the way he looks at that
Yes.
fruit? Oh, just. Mwah.
He loves melons, and that is true love. Can we agree that Yoshi and
Oh,
melons?
just fruit. Have you seen when
Are
he
you, like-
collects all the fruit? No, but like when he collects all the fruit and all the stuff
Fruit.
from around the. Well, I mean,
Fruit.
melons are round.
True.
But he just goes so happy.
And that is it. Yoshi and melons is true love. That's all we have
Case
to say.
cracked.
Exactly.
Thank you very much for watching this episode of Game On. Please
bearing
join us
with
again
us.
next week, and we'll see you again next time.
I love melons.